น้องน้องน้องน้องขอน้ำเปล่าด้วยครับ
You want hot or ice?
ก็ไอซ์
Oh, ice.
yeah normal normal Alrighty, here we are. Good morning. Yeah, you can see the mic. Let's see here. Maybe I can put it up here. Hopefully, this is a wired mic. All right, this is a wired mic. Hopefully, you guys can hear me loud and clear. Let me know. Hopefully, there's no static, anything like that. I've been testing out all my mics. Been thinking about getting new mics. The mics that I wanted to get, the Shure mics, they're headphones. They're not mics. So I'm going to have to find something else. I really like those, and for some reason, I thought that they were microphones too. Good deal, good deal. Jim, what's happening? Good morning to you. Today we are going to talk about a dozen fantastic, wonderful destinations in Thailand. And there are many of them. I did forget one though, gets honorable mention. But I've got a dozen, and plus I've got an honorable mention. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit, and we're going to talk about a few other things because, I don't know, I've been thinking a lot about the channel and what do I want to do with it? Do I want to do anything? Do I want to do anything different? And I do want to do some different stuff. Every once in a while I change things up a little bit. And I want to change things up a little bit. So we're going to talk about that as well. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. So, I've got my list all complete here, ready to go. One thing I want to talk about is, and I always talk about this, the motorcycle drivers. You know, the one reason why I think about getting a motorcycle is so I don't have to ride on the back of some piece of shit motorcycle. Or some motorcycle with a guy who doesn't know how to drive. And most of the time, all my experiences are positive. I'd say probably, I'm going to say 80%. My experiences on the backs of motorcycles, as a passenger, is good. But like today, I get on the bike. The bike is like, it's almost, I mean, I'm not even on the bike. And the bike is like a lowrider. It's like you go over a bump. And the whole thing is just smashing. You can hear it banging on the ground. And, you know, of course, it's like a 110 or something. So it's like the thing can barely get out of its own way. And I'm just thinking to myself, it's either too fast or too slow. They're either too crazy or they're just in La La Land. I don't know. But that's the reason why I think about getting a motorcycle. Because, first of all, I really don't want to take a motorcycle and drive over here because I got to park the thing. You always got to park it. And that's the problem here in Bangkok. And Bangkok is not perfect. As I've said earlier, there are many places you can go in the world. Every place has their share of positives and negatives. And to be honest, if you want to live in Bangkok, oh, there's some fantastic things. You always have things to do. You can always go somewhere. You can always see something. You know, within a day or two, if you want to spend the night somewhere, you can see even more. So, I love it. I love that. But I've been thinking about it. The reason why I don't like to go out is because I don't want to be sitting in traffic for 2 hours. I don't want to have to smell the fumes. Although today, what is the, let's see here. right, today the air quality is 69, 69, which is not too bad. Oh yeah, just pull up on a busy sidewalk and park the bike there. I'm going to park it on a sidewalk in front of the mall. It's not going to happen, Jim. I hate to tell you that. It's not going to happen. Somebody will take that bike and move it somewhere where you don't find it. Anyway, we're going to discuss a few places where if you're living in Bangkok, such as myself, you can go and get away from the hordes of people and have a little quiet time, maybe alone time. And I'll reveal my picks, obviously, where you can go and hopefully you'll have a little fantastic adventure. And the thing is with adventure, an adventure can be, I'm going to go to, this tourist area and I'm going to spend a day there. Oh, what an adventure, I guess. Also, it can be, I'm going to go to this area and I'm going to go hiking and I don't know what's going to be there. There's tigers and elephants in this area. Oh, wow. What an adventure. An adventure is many things to many people. It can be a 2-hour adventure. It can be a 2-day or 2-month adventure. So I've been thinking about that a lot. But first we're going to get into some of the adventures you can have here in Thailand. But the exchange rate, wait a minute, did it say, I thought it said 34.52. I thought it was 34.52, but I got 35.42. So I'm not sure what it is. Let me see here. Hang on a second. Because it's a big difference. Let's see here. Big difference. 34.51. So I transposed I did it backwards. So I've got it at 34.52, which is down. I don't know, maybe the thrill of Trump winning is over. I don't know, maybe a few other things have changed. But it is what it is. And as I've said, I would like to have it over 35. And then, I'm greedy. Once it's 35, I'll be like, oh, can we hit 36? The air quality, as I said, is 69. The temperature is 78 degrees here. 91 is the high. 74 is the low. 84 is the feel-like temperature. It is a bit cool out. The humidity is 79%, and there are sunny days ahead, and towards the weekend, maybe we'll have some clouds. But it seems that the rain is gone. We're now into winter. Things are cooling off. The weather is a little better. And, I'll be honest. People always go, oh, when should I come to Thailand? Come whenever you want. If a little rain is going to stop you from doing things, well, then you shouldn't come. I mean, Thailand, it rains, and maybe it pours for an hour most of the time. Every once in a while, it'd be pouring for 2-3 hours. And, okay, maybe it'll get in the way of your adventure. Oh, I can't go because it's raining. That happens sometimes. That's part of the adventure. That is part of the adventure. So just come whenever you want, whenever you've got the time, whenever you've got the money, whenever you feel like coming. I would come to Thailand. It didn't matter. It didn't matter the season. It didn't matter how hot. I didn't care. Now, obviously, this is 30 years ago, but there's no difference. I used to get the air courier flights, like I said. I would get those flights, and I would get them. Sometimes I'd get them. I got one for $50. It'd be $400 sometimes. I'd be like, $400. I can stay there for 10 days. Now there is no flexibility, but I didn't care when it was. I'd just be like, I'm going. That's it. I can take time off. I'm out of here. And that is what I would do. Now, before I get started here, before some people start coming in, if you enjoy this stream and you want to support the channel, you can smash the like button. You can subscribe and hit the notification bell. There's always YouTube Super Chat, Super Thanks, Cash App, Buy Me a Coffee, Patreon. You can get a couple of shirts. I think they're showing down below. Or get a couple of my books on my website at americaninbangkok.com or at Amazon. And if you ever need any help, send me an email. Maybe we can do a little consultation or what have you. Anyway, enough of that shit. I hate all this, the preamble. I'm thinking now, really, what I'm really thinking about is my channel. I want it to go in a different direction. I want to do less streams. I want to do a little more videos, but I want to do better videos. And kind of do it for fun. Not just do it for fun and try to make a little money at it. Just do it for fun and see what happens. That's kind of what I'm looking for. So, anyway, we'll talk more about that shortly. But I'm going to give you, well, at first it's going to be a dozen places to go and to do things. And I'd like to know your thoughts on this because there's a lot of places to go. You can add in your places down below. You can talk about the places that I'm recommending. You can do whatever you want, but when this stream is all over or in the chat, you can comment on this. So the first place, and I did this, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. I went to this island, and it was, I was going to go to, what was the name of it? Oh, shit. What? Hang on a second. My memory is not so good. I'm trying to figure out the... No. That's not it. Oh my God. Let's see here. Okay. There is Koh Chang in the south, and there is Koh Payam in the south. My recommendation is Koh Payam Island. There are pristine beaches there, and I mean beaches where, and some of them are not that big, they may be 100 feet long. And nobody has walked on them for who knows how long, but there are no footprints in the sand. You have the beach to yourself. There are hidden coves, there are jungle trails, and you can walk through the forest, and the forest is teeming with hornbills, the bird. So if you're, into that, well, then you can watch the birds. I kind of like it for, a couple of minutes. I want to see what they do and how they act. But they're all up in the trees, and then they come and they fly around a little bit, and you get to watch them. It's kind of cool. Every once in a while, when you're walking through the forest, it's cool to see the birds. These particular birds are pretty interesting. It's also home to the Mekong sea gypsies, which is the semi-nomadic, and it's semi-nomadic because Thailand doesn't allow them just to stay out on the ocean all the time. So they have a village there. And to be honest, the village is a little depressing because they have to stay on the village or be on the ocean. They cannot walk around and go places and do that. They have to stay there in the village. But their presence adds, a cultural dimension to the island, and they got little arts and crafts. They're not really pandering to the tourists. There's not many tourists there. there's not many people really. If you go to a certain part of the island, there's not many people. There's no automobiles. It's like there's a motorcycle and that's it. Motorcycles and boats. So I like this place. And I would recommend it. I mean, you know, this is what I'm doing here. This is a recommendation. Go there. If you want to get away and have a little time to yourself. It's actually Koh Payam and Koh Chang. They're right next to each other. If you are really interested in having a good time and just relaxing, I'm not talking about going and partying your ass off or anything like that. I'm talking about chilling out. You want to read a book. You want to go for a walk. You want to have some good Thai food. They got great Thai food there. And let me tell you something. I went for 5 days to this island. And including the bus ride, I took a bus. Including the bus ride to and from, the boat to and from the island, the bungalow that I got, 5 nights. It's 5 nights and 6 days, 5,000 baht. So 150 bucks for 5 nights. You know, you can't beat that. It was fantastic. And you know, you can go swimming, you can do whatever you want. It's just basically you just wander around and you go, okay, so what am I gonna do now? Okay. Hey, let's go to the village. And one time we were walking around and we were like, shit, I don't know. It was me and a guy, Klaus, from Germany, who had a plan to go scuba diving. And he said to me, let's just go this way. And I said, okay. We kept walking and he's like, oh, I don't know where we are. And I was like, I don't know where we are either. Let's just keep walking. We kept walking. We found this old deserted bar. It was no longer, you know, operational. And we said, oh, let's walk through here. We walked over to the bar and then we noticed, oh, right behind the bar was a beach. And there was nobody on the beach. And it was like, it's not white sand, it's golden sand. And it wasn't rocky, it wasn't anything, it was powder-like. And I just went, I can't believe this. We walk out here, boom, here's the beach. Maybe this used to be a big bar or something at one time, but, you know, it was closed down. So, I highly recommend that area. Koh Payam and Koh Chang, I would go to both islands. But you can have a good time there. All right, what's all this here in the comments? Let me see here. Okay, good morning. Just pull up onto the business. There was a little bit of sarcasm in that comment. 34.521 wise. I'm in Calipe right now. Should be on the list. It's not on the list. And I hate it when people tell me it should be on the list. Okay, this is just 12 of my places where you should go. I'm not saying Calipe doesn't belong on the list. Maybe it does. On a list. But I'm only talking about 12 places. If I was talking about 25, it would probably be on the list. But I'm only talking about 12, and these are not necessarily just islands or beaches or whatever. There are all kinds of things, and you'll see. And I tried to mix it up a little bit, because I only want to do a dozen. That's it. So, never called deserted, many people. Depends on where you go. And also Koh Chang, as I said. Koh Chang is a bit more deserted than Payam, because Payam does have some party. You can go to little areas where there's people. But there are areas where there are not many people. At all. And in Koh Chang, I mean, you might as well just, you know, you're going to have to make your own fun. But that's okay. If you want to relax, that's what I'm saying. You want to relax, you want to get away, you want peace and quiet. You don't want the noise of Bangkok. You don't want the hordes of people. Now, there are places on Koh Payam you can go where there are younger people partying their ass off, and it's just crazy. So, you got to pick which island you want to go to, but those two islands are pretty fantastic. And they're down in the south, Koh Chang in the south, not the one to the east. So you should remember that. Don't go to the east because that's a completely different experience. Okay. Now here's one, and I just did this. And, you know, this is good for the morning. You can go for a morning. You can have something to eat. You go see the sights a little bit. You go check out the view. And you'll be there for maybe, I mean, if you stretch it, maybe 4 hours. And the name of this place is Khao Sok. And it depends on how much hiking you want to do. Because you can just go up to the top and you'll see the view. It's beautiful. And maybe it's 30 minutes, 45 minutes. But you can climb through some of the trails and reach the summit. And there is truly breathtaking scenery, panoramic views, and lots of limestone mountains. But you can also go walk around on the trails. And not many people know about this. In fact, I was there, I don't know what it was, maybe, let me think here, a month and a half, 2 months ago. And there were no foreigners there. It was only Thai people. And you know, what happens is, first thing in the morning when the sun's coming up, everybody, oh, I gotta see the sunrise. And then the sun rises and everything, and then everybody starts leaving, which is fine with me. Leave. I'm going to go for a hike, which is what I did. You know, the jungle is pretty dense, but the summit I mean, you can see 360, and it's just fog, limestone peaks, valleys, rolling valleys. I mean, fantastic place, and a place that I would say not many of you know where it is. Khao Sok, and I may be putting up a video of it shortly. I don't know, I've been working on this video, and I said to Alex, this is from Vietnam, I said to Alex, this video is boring as hell. I just can't let it go. For me, I look at it and I go, this is just totally boring. And he goes, yeah, it's a little boring. I go, well, then I can't do it. Well, I got some footage from Khao Sok. I also have some drone footage, so I'm thinking about putting that up. That's one of the things I'm going to do shortly. When I'm not streaming, usually I'm editing or sitting there thinking about things, trying to figure things out. All right, let's see here. Now, this is something that I think I streamed from here, and it's part of a trip. If you go to Chiang Mai, there's a few things you want to do, and this is one of them. And this is exploring the Doi Pui Hmong village. It's in Doi Suthep National Park, and it's a traditional Hmong village, and it shows you what their life is like. Everything they're selling, it's what they have to offer. It's not the usual fare. And you know, there's a garden and there's all kinds of coffee. They're growing strawberries. So there's a lot of history, and it's a beautiful place. So if you're in Chiang Mai and you want to go, okay, I want to go somewhere, I want to have a nice coffee, maybe have a breakfast in a beautiful area, and you'll walk around for an hour, maybe 2 hours. And they have all kinds of stuff, you know, I mean, like different parts of the village. There are people living there, and you can see how they live. And I found it quite interesting, and I've been there 3 times now. Because every time I go in that area, I feel the need to go there just to chill out, have a coffee. I flew my drone there. I got lost. The drone got lost because it was so bright out and there was no shade, and I didn't have my sunglasses. And I'm flying the drone and I'm going, I can't find this thing. I hit return to home, and it was like sorry, there was a problem and it couldn't find the way home. And I was like, oh my God. Finally, I spotted it. And like, I'm talking about with like 2% on the battery, I landed the thing, and I was like, all right, that's it. No, that's not it. They don't have anything about persecution from China. There's nothing like that there. This is a more of, you go there and there's like, you'll have some lady there and she's selling Hmong clothing, or they're selling strawberries or blueberries or blackberries or whatever they're selling. And, there's all kinds of hills and you're going up and down and you're all around. You can get lost there. I mean, if you're smart, you won't get lost. But once you start getting into where they live, it's a little trickier, and you got to watch out for the dogs. But that is called Doi Pui. And I think I've probably been there 3 times, maybe 4 times, I'm not sure, but I've been there quite often. I know it, and if I went back, I don't know that I would go there again, because I've been there 4 times. Maybe I would, just to make a stop there, I don't know, or to fly my drone. I thought flying the drone was really cool, but that was probably, for being a spread out wide area, it was the biggest pain in the ass to fly the drone, and I don't know why. I just could not keep my eye on the drone, and it just didn't want to return to home. I was glad I got out of there without crashing the drone. All right, now, another place in Chiang Mai, and you can do both of these on the same trip. That's the idea. You do these things on the same trip. Or not, whatever, it's up to you. And this is Monjam. It's called Monjam. And you can go hiking in Monjam, and it's fantastic. They have it's sort of a tourist area. It has all kinds of flowers, and it's a garden, and they have these big steps that go up. And the steps go up, and it's basically just steps going up. There's nothing to the side. There's nothing underneath. It's just steps going up. You climb and you go up, and you're 50 feet up in the air. And then, people are supposed to take photos of you. It's a little bit touristy, but it's almost all Thai tourists. Not many foreigners. But you can go hiking in this area. And that's what the beauty is. And one thing that I did at Monjam, I brought my drone, and they have a little coffee shop. And it was surprising to me, because here you are at this little tiny coffee shop. It wasn't tiny, but I mean, it's small. And you walk in, and there's a girl sitting there, and she goes, you want to go down into the farm, or do you want to go into the coffee shop? If you go into the coffee shop, you don't have to pay anything. But then if you go down into the garden, you have to pay. So we went to the coffee shop, and then I said, okay, I want to go down into the farm. So I paid. It was 100 baht or 40 baht or something like that. I don't remember. It was cheap. We walked down there, and I started flying my drone. And I'm flying that thing everywhere. And the thing is it's at different levels, because everything is tiered. The way that they are growing products is it's all on a slope. So I'm up above, I'm flying up, and I'm probably 300 feet up in the air. But if you fly straight back, you're maybe only 50 feet up in the air. But this place, first of all, I don't know if you remember this, because I did stream it. But they have these wooden go-karts. You go up to the top of the hill, you get on this go-kart, and basically it's just, you're all the way up at the top, and you haul ass going downward, and you get down to the bottom, and you screech to a halt, and it costs you like 20 baht, right? And you go with a friend or a couple of friends, and you race each other. You go have a coffee somewhere, maybe you have a breakfast. And also at this particular place, they sell traditional clothing. So if you're cold, you can buy a jacket, but that particular place, I would say, I've already said this, get out of the city of Chiang Mai. Don't just stay in the city center, because it's boring. To me, it's boring. Oh, I'm going to go to the market. I've seen a million things here at the market, right? I want to go and interact with people. I don't want to really interact with stuff. So if you get out of Chiang Mai city center, that's where the good things are. I mean, I've been, you guys might have seen, I went kayaking, I went hiking. I've done a lot of things there. And I was thinking about going back there just because my wife loves it there, but finding different things to do that are obviously not in the city. You go out and you go into the forest somewhere and you do something. But Monjam is very good because there's the flower gardens, it's the Hmong culture, and they have produce there. You can sample the produce, you can buy the produce, you can do whatever you want there. So you got a lot of things to do if you go there. All right, so let me go on here. Number 12. This is the number 12 one. I've been going in haphazard order. Number 12, hiking, tubing, and kayaking in Khao Sok National Park. First of all, the hiking there is really second to none. It's fantastic. If you go hiking in Khao Sok, you'll go, man, this is top notch. You're in the jungle. There's some trails. There are also places where there are no trails. I mean, I went in Khao Sok with Alex. We went hiking for the morning, and I was surprised because there were trails, and we still got lost. We were like freaking out, going, how do we get back? What am I supposed to do? We figured it out. But we also, we went with a guide, and we went kayaking, and we went into the forest, and they have these kind of limestone and marble and gypsum rocks. So the rocks are fantastic. You're looking, everywhere you look, you see these fantastic cliffs. But we're walking through, and on one occasion, the guy goes, oh yeah, look right over here. The guide, he was very good. He goes, oh, look at this right over here. And we're like, okay, what? I don't see anything. And then he shows. There's a little hole in the side of the wall. There's a hole. I'm like, okay, so there's a hole in the wall. No. What he did was he put a stick out, and this tarantula came out and went at the stick. And then he went back in when he found out, oh, it's a stick, it's nothing else, he went back in the hole. It was a trapdoor tarantula. That was a fantastic trip. I mean, we went and we were, using the poles and, what do you call those things? You're standing up. And you're only on bamboo. It's like a bamboo raft, and you're pushing with the sticks to get yourself to move. We're in the middle of the jungle. He's like, okay, up ahead we're gonna find this place here, and we've got what we need here to get across the river. I'm like, what are you talking about? You get there, boom, there's all these little rickety bamboo rafts, and we made our way across the river, and then we continued on. But that was a fantastic time, and not very expensive. I mean, I think we had a place there. It was maybe $30 a night. We had 2 rooms, for me and my wife, and then the kids. But it was like $35 a night for the hotel, and we went tubing in Khao Sok, which was pretty wild because sometimes the water is very low. And this particular day, Carlos, you in Pattaya now? This particular day, the water was low, and we're going down the river, and the rocks underneath, you know, on the riverbed were hitting my ass. And by the time I was done, my ass is all bruised up. You know. But the tubing was fun, and you know, it was like, I don't know, it was like an hour or two of tubing, something like that. You know, but we went down the river, and then boom, we got out, they're waiting for us. They pick us up in a truck, and they take us back. Tomorrow evening, you're going to go to the, you know, I just have to tell you, I should send it to you. They have a coffee festival or coffee thing, you know, with music and stuff. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I've given a little thought, but if I went, I would probably just go on Sunday to see the finals of the championships. Anyway, like I said, you can go tubing, kayaking. We did go kayaking. We did go tubing. We went rafting. We did a lot of things there. We saw lots of monkeys, which I don't like. Those macaques, they are a pain in the ass. Right across from the Hard Rock Cafe is where the coffee, on the beach, this is where the coffee championships are supposed to go on, and it's from like 9 o'clock to 9 o'clock. You know, they have a schedule, but I don't know if I'm going to go or not, but maybe. It's possible. Anyway, you go down this Sok River, and there's landscape. I mean, you know, you're going down the river, and sometimes even when you're tubing, you're kayaking, whatever, you're going down the river, you're going, there's nothing here. It's just all forest. And me, I'm like, am I going to see a leopard? Is there a leopard? You're lucky if you see a monkey. But when you get near just having a rough go. Yeah, I know. I was like, you're in the hospital again? Jesus Christ, man. Poor guy, man. You know? I didn't know, but I know he's in and out of the hospital. You know, when he gets quiet, I just go, well, I'll contact him in a couple of days and see what's going on with him. But I sent him a message this morning, and I said to him, hey, there's a coffee thing going on this weekend. He said, well, if I'm out of the hospital. So, that's too bad. Anyway, number 12 is hiking, kayaking, and tubing in Khao Sok. Number 11 is exploring Koh Payam, and actually it's Koh Payam and Koh Chang. They're right next to each other. Now, this one, I don't know if you guys remember this. This was not my favorite activity. But I would say for people who are a little younger than me, or people who, I don't know, people who were a little younger, we'll say. Okay, good. Yeah. I'm gonna. You know, I'm sure I'll talk to him in the next day. Number 10, ziplining through the rainforest canopy in Koh Chang to the east. You'll be above the jungle, going through the jungle, and you can get breathtaking views and experience the thrill. It wasn't really a thrill for me. Gliding through the treetops in one of the most scenic adventure parks. And there are other things to do in Koh Chang. Now, Koh Chang is a touristy island, kind of like Koh Samet, but a little more spread out. I do like it, but I've been there, I don't even know how many times, half a dozen, and so I'm kind of done with it now. But you can go trekking in the jungle, you can go snorkeling and diving, you can go kayaking through the mangroves, you can go island hopping and go to Koh Mak, Koh Kam. You can go to the elephant trekking and sanctuaries. You can go to Bang Bao fishing village. was my favorite, is exploring White Sand Beach. That beach was fantastic. So that's pretty cool. Skydiving is fun. Yeah, well, I think I'm not going to go skydiving. It's not going to happen. That is not going to happen, skydiving. I've already fallen from the 4th floor. I don't want to fall from 10,000 feet and crash down on the ground. Nightlife at Lonely Beach. There is some nightlife on the island, which is good. Just like everywhere else, you know, you can always take a cooking class, which I did take a cooking class several years ago. I don't know how long ago it was, maybe 8 years ago, 10 years ago. I took a cooking class with my mother, my wife, our kids, my sister, her kids, and it was really fun. They made us, what we got to do was, they taught us how to cook certain dishes, and then we made up, you know, like 5 different dishes. One was an appetizer, you know, and then it was like, okay, we'll have this soup, and then we had a noodle dish, and then a rice dish. So it was very good. I really liked it. I don't think the lady, her name was Amita. I don't think that, I don't think she's still in operation. And then you can always do Muay Thai. Listen, I went there a couple of years ago, and I went after, but I went there to train with my buddy in boxing. Now, I'm old, and I was old when I was there, but it still felt pretty good. It felt good to get in there and train and to sweat, and I know a little bit, so it was fun, and I was glad to be there. So you can do a lot of things on Koh Chang. Koh Chang is fantastic. Let's see here. What is this? I will check out. Skydiving is fun. A lot of neat little bars and many great Western restaurants. In Koh Chang, there used to be a place right next to my buddy's hotel, and they served gayang. I don't know if you guys remember this. Gayang and sticky rice. It was the best gayang I've ever had in my life, and I tried to find out what happened to the place, and I got a message that said, this place is no longer in business. They went out of business over COVID. And I'm really bummed about that, because honestly, if I just felt like doing something for the fun of it, I would probably go there to have lunch, just to have lunch. Go there and have that chicken because it was so good. I've never done it on the civilian side, but always enjoyed it. Now I'm older and I'm paying for it. Yeah, not for me, man. Not for me. I'm not into the whole, I'm not into the being up high and jumping, bungee jumping. I've already done all this shit. I don't want to continue to do it. All right, so let's get on here. Number 9, Puchi Pha Sunrise Hike. There is a sea of mist when you get up to the viewing point, and the Mekong River, and you'll see everything. You're up on top of the mountain on a small area. It's one of the most famous tourist attractions of the Thai Highlands. It's near Chiang Mai, and a lot of tourists go there. That's the problem for me. I don't like these kind of places. I went to a place. I'm not going to put this on the list. I went to a place a long time ago, and I go, this is the best place. It was called, shit. I can't even remember the name of it now. I went with my wife. We went alone. I don't think we had kids then. We didn't have kids, and we went to this Kosaboya. And we went over there, and we were amazed. There was probably like 20 people on the whole island. And like 10 of them worked in the restaurant. And everybody else was just spread out, and there weren't that many people there. There might have been 50 people on the island. There were no cars. It was all motorcycles. And it was like, this is what I want. an island with very few people, and I'm away from everything. We were sitting on the balcony of our bungalow, you know, she's in a bikini at the time, I'm in my shorts, we're laying there, we're just having a good time, and we're like, there's nobody here, and she's like, I'm kind of scared of ghosts. I'm like, you don't have to be scared, honey, don't worry about it. Anyway, Puchifa, it's a great place to go. You get to see the mist, you get to see the fog, and I have some drone footage right from in Suratani, right by our house, where the drone is up and you see that mist, and you can't really see anything other than the mist, and then it comes out and you see the mountain. It's fabulous, but that's what you can see there. The fog surrounded hills, and you're about 5,000 feet up. So, you know, you're high enough up that you don't want to fall. All right, number 8, and this is another touristy place, but it is definitely a place you should go at least once. And that is the Erawan waterfalls, the upper level. It's a bit of a climb. You need to be careful. You don't want to fall. You will break your ass if you do fall. Now, this place was founded in 1975. It's Thailand's 12th national park, and it covers a 550-kilometer area. But it is the main attraction of the park. The ponds are beautiful. It's a 7-tiered waterfall, and there are several impressive long caves, and the caves go everywhere. But the park and the falls are named after the 3-headed white elephant. It's a Hindu thing, and supposedly the top tier of the waterfalls resembles an elephant head. You know, if you want to go out and do something and you got to expend a bit of energy, and you know, some people will expend a lot of energy, some people won't expend very much, but if you want to do something and have a little bit of fun, it's in Kanchanaburi. That's where you do it. All right, I'm going to break this little party up. Just so you know, please smash the like button. You know, I get tired of all the, you know, having to say this, but I know people forget sometimes. I'd appreciate it if you smash the like button, you subscribed if you're not subscribed already, you click the notification bell, and then you can look down in the description. Everything is there. You can follow me on YouTube. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, all this other stuff. There's plenty of ways that you can follow me. You can join me and join along in my travels, because, like I said, I want to change this channel up a little bit. Less coffee shops, less sitting, talking, more videos, you know, maybe 1 or 2 streams a month. I would like that. So I'm going to try to figure this out, but let me continue here. You know, Kanchanaburi is one of the best provinces in all of Thailand. I mean, if you're not right there by the bridge. The bridge is obviously, that area is just so many tourists. There are some areas of Kanchanaburi that are just absolutely fantastic. All right. Number 7, exploring Phang Nga Bay by kayak. You can paddle through the stunning emerald waters of Phang Nga Bay, navigating the limestone cliffs and the hidden sea caves. You can explore some of the islands. You can discover secluded beaches, which I always love to do. You find some secluded beach, there's nobody there. You're like, nobody knows about this place? I'm keeping this place for myself. I found a couple of places like that in my time here. And, you know, in my head, I remember where they are. And sometimes it takes a little something to jog my memory. But I usually remember. Just like I said, Kasaboya. Every time I say that to a Thai, they're like, you mean Samui? And I'm like, no, Siboya. I don't know how it is now, but when we went, it was fantastic. And my wife and I had a great time there. There's some nice rock formations out in the bay, and you're not going to have a lot of people around you. It's not like there's people to the left and right of you. You might see a few people here and there, but generally you are away from the hordes of people. You have gotten away from the Bangkok life that, you know, I have a love-hate relationship with. Because I know when I go home, I'm in a peaceful surroundings, you know, a peaceful setting. My home is my castle, however humble it may be. And I know there's not a lot of noise. There's no people bothering me, bugging me. Here I'm in the mall, and I mean, like, by the time things get going, I'm like, I gotta get out of here. I'm gone. Too many people, especially on the weekends. Forget about it. On the weekends, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's far more crazy than before they redid the mall. In the past, the mall was busy, but you know, there wasn't that many people. Now, forget about it, man. What do they call this here? The food court. This food court probably takes up, I don't know, 100 yards. And it's just people just sitting there. And it's sometimes very hard to find a seat. So you come in, as soon as you come in, you go, oh my God, look at all the people here. This coffee shop right now is empty, which is why I like it. By 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, this place is packed. There are sometimes no seats available. Sometimes I sit over to the right here. There's like a little, well, you can see it here. Check this out. Over there with the little, you can see the little table there. Sometimes I'll sit over there, and I'm just sitting there, and I have my coffee right there on the table, and I'm like, all right, I'm not that comfortable, but you know, at least I got a chair. So this place is very busy. Bangkok is very busy. I told you about how I went out last Friday. And it was just freaking crazy. It took 2 hours to go, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. It took 2 hours to get there. And then it's like, you know, you got to walk through masses of people, and it's just everywhere you are. And this is a problem for me, and I think for most people. When you get amongst people, that's one thing. But when you get amongst the masses, to where you're walking and it's like you just feel claustrophobic. It's too much. You got to go somewhere else. You got to move. You got to travel around, and that's what I think I'm trying to do, because I was really thinking about it, and I just don't need to be here all the time. So I've had a little chat with the wife, and we're going to continue to talk about it. But anyway, number 6, the Golden Triangle hiking adventure. You can go on a day-long, a 3-day, a 7-day. You can do whatever you want. If you're going to go with somebody, which I highly recommend if you've never done it before, it's going to cost you. But really, it's not that bad. The price is actually pretty reasonable. You could go, and these jungles are just, you talk about lush. You got to be careful in some of these areas, but there are some remote hill tribes where you can stay. You can stay with them, and you know, they're cool. And some of them might offer you a little opium. I don't know. I got offered opium when I was there. The last time I was there, I've been there twice. Once was a long time ago, like before I lived here, I went there. And they were offering all this opium. I'm like, listen, I don't want this shit. This is the bad. I know you're giving me the bad shit. If you're going to give me anything, give me the good stuff. So you can get that. But anyway, you know, that is about as wild as you can get here in Thailand. I mean, you know, you're out in the middle of the forest and, you know, you're sleeping under some blanket made by these people, made by hand, in a wooden hut or in a wooden house. And the thing is that this particular trip to the Golden Triangle, that particular trip really was what made me, one of the reasons why I moved to Thailand. Because it got me really thinking about, can I do this? Can I come here? Can I live here? And, you know, we were going down the river. I did something like that 30 odd years ago, stayed overnight at a hill tribe build. Yeah, first visit to Thailand. That's wild. I think this was my second, but I just remember riding down the Phang River in a boat, longtail boat, with about 5 other people. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking around and I see some villages on the side of the riverbanks. You see nothing but jungle. And I'm thinking, this is wild, man. This is pretty wild. And I was like, wow. And then I thought to myself, I'm paying 500 baht a night for my room. And I paid for like a week. I wasn't even there like 2 days, 3 days. I was there, I guess, on the third day. And I started thinking about it, and I thought, 500 baht a night? And I thought, it doesn't cost much for me to eat here either. I was like, you know, if I really wanted to, I could probably live here. That got me thinking about it. Now, that didn't make me move here. You know, there were other considerations. But it really got me on the path. I think it was my second trip. It got me on the path to thinking, Thailand might be a place where I could live. And I thought, could I live in a little bungalow? And I went, well, if it's on the beach, I could. If it's like next to the river, I don't know. That's not what I really wanted. That's not what how I aspire to live. By a beach, at least you're like, hey, I'm on the beach, baby. We got the ocean right here. You know. So, anyway, that's a really interesting place, and I highly suggest it to people. Not many people do that trip anymore. You know, I was going to do a trip to Laos once, where you go into an opium den. I just thought, oh, that'd be interesting. I want to go there and check it out. You know, maybe I'll puff a little, but I was like, all right, I want to go there. And I started reading about things, and I was reading about how they set you up. You know, and you know, yeah, you can go into some places and have no problems, but you might go into a place, and the next thing you know, the cops come in. They go, what are you doing here? Oh, I'm smoking some opium. You're busted. And then, you really want to be in a Laotian jail? Oh, if you pay $10,000, you can get out. You know, it's one of those kind of things. But the Golden Triangle, you know, think about 30 years ago, 35 years ago, what the Golden Triangle was like. And, you know, it was the kind of place that it motivated me. I enjoyed it. I thought this place is fantastic. All right, now I already went over number 5, which was hiking Khao Sok in Suratani. Fantastic place. You can go for an hour or you can go for 5 hours, whatever you want. You want to go hiking? Hey, it's up to you how long you take. If you want a little energy before you head out, you can go down, get a little khao tam. You know, you can get whatever you want. Pretty much. You want some kaijio, you know, you just find somebody making it, you go down there, you get it, and then you go, okay, I'm going to go on my hike now. All right, now this one, I think most of you guys remember me taking part in this journey. And, you know, I do remember going down a river in Myanmar, and then all of a sudden there's this temple. You come upon this temple. There was 3 of us. That was it. There was 3 of us and the guy driving the boat. One lady was from Germany. The other guy was from like Switzerland or something. And we were just like in awe. We're going down the river. First of all, you're going down the river and there is a military base close by. So you can't go too far. They won't let you go too far down the river. But they took us to this place. We're looking around going, oh my God, this is the most beautiful place. It's so pristine and untouched. And then we see this temple. And what was so cool about the temple is, not the temple, that wasn't so cool, but from one part of the temple, I don't know if you guys remember this, but I think I shot video of it or I streamed it or something, and I had a hard time because the internet connection was not so great there. I was fortunate to have any internet connection because I was in the middle of nowhere. But the temple was kind of on the top of the mountain. And you walk out and then there's this walkway. And you go down the walkway and the walkway keeps going and going and going. And as you're walking, you notice there's nothing down beneath your feet. There's just a walkway, that's it. There's walkway and the handles, you know, with the railings. But underneath that, there's nothing holding you up from the bottom. And it went out probably 100 feet. You are out over the river, far away from the temple. And I was out on the very end, as far as you can go, and I was just thinking to myself, man, this is really wild. But that was in Myanmar. And I can't remember the name of the river or anything like that. I could, if I had to, I could probably retrace my steps. But we're talking about cruising down the Mekong from Chiang Mai to Luang Prabang. I took this trip. And I think it's a trip that, even though the boat is a tourist boat, you can get boats that are not just for tourists, but you're going to pay a lot more, and they're a little bit more difficult to find. I went on this boat, and I had no idea. I thought, oh, there's going to be, 50 people. They're all, like 45 of them are going to be Laotians or Thais. And I thought maybe a couple would be foreigners. I got on the boat, it was all foreigners. They're all foreigners. I'm going, what the hell's going on here? Unbelievable. But you can go down the river and there's a lot of really dramatic landscapes. I mean, again, you're out in the middle of nowhere. A lot of just nothing but jungle. Nothing but caves, nothing but cliffs. You're just in the middle of nowhere. You are in nature. Every once in a while you see a little village, or you see a couple of little huts, or somebody, like some fishermen that have some baskets out or something like that. But we stopped at the caves, the Pakhu caves, and there's all kinds of Buddhist statues, and there's little communities on the side of the river bank sometimes. But that trip, I did not like the sleeper bus that I took from Luang Prabang to Hanoi. That was a bitch. That was miserable. But the boat was quite fun. I met a number of people. I still talk to them to this day. And that was a couple years ago when I went. And, where everybody's drinking beer, they're having a good time, you're chatting, you're relaxing, and, it takes 2 days. So, the first place we stopped, and I went, listen, I got a place here. I go, let me talk to the guy, and I'll see if I can get you guys a room. Like I was the big man. And, there's like 3 people, and they're all like, oh, I hope we have a room. And I was like talking to this guy in Thai. And he goes, oh, yeah, no problem. I said, all right. It was like $10 a night. That was it. It was $10 a night. I had this huge room, way too big for me. a hard bed, which I kind of like. And, you know, it was a good time. So, and then when you get to Luang Prabang, that's a little bit different. That's a different kind of setup, a different atmosphere from being in Chiang Mai and going through, what's it called? I forget the name of the town. What is that? Let me see here. Is it Huaxie? Huaxie, I think that's what it is. It's Huaxai. That's the border town in Laos. And then from there, you've got to go to Luang Prabang. So that's pretty interesting. Anyway, I would definitely recommend that for someone, and especially if you're a younger person. Listen, I would say overall, I like that trip. Now, the boat trip, I really liked it. I didn't care there were other people on the boat that were foreigners, and it was touristy. Because still, you're on a boat with maybe 50 people, 60 people. It's a good atmosphere, and there's nobody around you other than on the boat. And once we landed, and we got to Laos, Laos was cool. But once I left Laos and got on the sleeper bus, I don't know if you guys remember, that bus was the worst bus I've ever taken in my life. It was absolutely atrocious. And I can tell you, if you are a big guy or a big girl, I mean, you know, you're pretty bulky, you might not want to take this bus. If you're one of these little people who's like 125 pounds, 145 pounds, okay, yeah, you probably can fit no problem, and somebody puts their foot up on your chair and it's right next to you, you got plenty of room, you're all right. I love Laos. I like Laos. I'm not in a big hurry to go back, but I've already been there, you know, too many times to count. And this last time I went, okay, I had a good time. I don't think the word was disappointment. I think the word was the word would be dismal. And, you know, I was joking around, but I said, this bus, you're on the bus with a bunch of other foreigners. Everybody's crammed together. You got a chair, but the chair is small. Now, you have to lay down. You can't sit up. You don't have it. There's no way to sit up. If you sit up, you're like this. Hunched over, you cannot sit up. God damn it. It's a problem with these wired mics. You cannot sit straight up. There's not enough room. You can only sit up like this. So, you need to have a couple pillows behind your back. And even then, you're not sitting straight up. And that's not good for the digestion. Because, you know, you're riding and they don't stop. It's not like they're stopping every 2 hours. No, it was every 4 or 5 hours. There were people on that bus crying about they've got to piss, they've got to shit. And the driver's like, okay, we stop soon. 2 hours later, they're going, ah! You know, I remember thinking, man, the next place we go, I got to go, man. I got to go. I don't care what it's like. If it's a hole in the ground, I don't care. Even if it's not a hole in the ground, I don't care. I'm just going to drop trow and let it go. So that was the way that trip was. And when I got to Hanoi, I was overjoyed. Because I could stretch my legs out. That's the thing, you know, if you're a little bulky, I mean, you know, I'm not that tall. But I mean, I had a hard time in the chair, and a lot of people did. And they had you know where you walk on the bus, you can walk in the center, and you go, okay, I'm gonna leave now, and you get ready to go. Well, there is no center where you can walk. They fill up the center where everybody walks, the aisle. They fill it up with a couple of mats, and then people sleep there. And so it's like I'm right here, and I got, you know, Samsak or whoever it is, and I'm looking over. He's right next to me, and maybe his hair is touching my arm, and his foot is on my foot, and I'm like, what the? You know, I don't want some guy, I just don't want it. I don't want some guy touching me. I don't want some guy in my personal space. So I had a hard time with that. But okay, I got through that. But the boat trip, it was fabulous. And you know, you're on a boat and you're like, I'm going to be here for 8 hours. And you're on there for 10 hours. I don't remember exactly. But you're on there for many hours. But then you get off. And it was fantastic because we got off, we had a nice dinner. We all sat around, and we're like, oh, I'm really tired, better go to sleep. You go to sleep, you wake up a bit early, you have a breakfast, you chat with everybody. Then there was only 4 of us. Was it 4? Yeah, 4 of us. There was a lady from Spain and her husband. And then this other guy, this other kid, he was a young guy. And then you got to get back on the boat again. Then you're like, okay, well, we're going to get there. Yeah, okay, great, we got there. So the boat was nice. You know, if it was one day, I would have been like, okay, it's better. This is great. You know, if it was one day, then you sleep, and then from where you're sleeping, it's, you know, you take a motorbike and you're into the city. And Luang Prabang is a bit of a tourist trap. But you can go to parts of Laos that are not. So, anyway. That was number 4. Number 3 was exploring Doi Pui Hamong village in Chiang Mai. And number 2 was hiking Monjam and exploring Monjam, which was the place with the coffee and the garden. And I mean, I flew my drone in both places, but to be honest, Monjam was probably better, just because Doi Pui, for some reason, I was just having problems with the drone. I couldn't even keep track of it. It was so difficult. So, number 1, and I know some of you remember this, and this, I just think you should do this at least once. Once in your life, you got to do this. Go to Bueng Kan. Go to Bueng Kan. It's east. It's on the Mekong River. It's fantastic. That province is excellent. And go to the Wat Phu Tok, which is a big, there's a temple, and then there's 7 stories. And in order to get to the 7th floor, so to speak, 944? Yes, 944. Thank you for reminding me. I forgot today is Wednesday. Wednesdays at Pacamara, it's 2 for 1. So you buy 1 coffee, they give you another one for free. So I got a cappuccino and an espresso. Listen, I recommend that place, not only for the Wat Phu Tok. I recommend that destination to everybody, because that is one of the least visited places by foreigners, because it's a bit of a journey to get there. You can't just fly there. But if you go to the Wat Phu Tok, it's 7 stories, 7 levels. We'll put it that way. You have to climb on a wooden planks that are attached to the mountain, And the construction began in 1969 and went on for 5 years. And I always say these monks had to be on acid when they did this, because it's that kind of a place. So you're going around, and the rocks are hanging over. You've got to bend down, and you're bending down. But at some point you're 200-300 feet up, 500 feet up, 1,000 feet up, and you're trying to crawl. Like, how can I say? Well, it's almost crawl. You're pretty much crawling along the wooden path on the outside of the mountain and going up. And when I went, I was streaming it. So I had a gimbal in one hand and then another hand free. Not the best way to do things. Better if you're just climbing up the mountain with two hands, because you can hang on. But sometimes the rocks are overhanging. You've got to crawl. You almost have to crawl to get through. So that particular, that thing is a pretty, I mean, you can do it. It's not that crazy to where you're like, oh my God, I'm going to die. No, if you fuck up, you're going to die. You can't fuck up. You can't do that. There's no fucking up allowed on this mountain, because you will die. Thai woman there took a selfie, and she leaned back a little bit too much. Boom, 1,000 feet down, she was dead. That's the end of her. So you cannot screw up. However, this particular area, I got a tour. I had a driver, and this person took me. He took me everywhere. There is the Pu Sing, which is the elephant rock. There's the Hin Sam Wan, which is the three whale rocks. And there's a lot more, but three whale, the Hin Sam Wan, the three whale rocks. You go on these rocks, you walk out, and all of a sudden you go, wait a minute. You look to your left, look to your right, there's nothing there. In kind of a chalk, it looked like chalk. They have this chalk line drawn about 2 feet away from the edge of the rocks. There's 3 rocks, and that's why they look like whales, because they're big and long. So they have this chalk. You're not supposed to go past the chalk. I saw many people going past the chalk. If you walk up to the chalk and you look down, you're thousands of feet up. You are dead. That's it. Life is over. I'm thinking, these people, they're going past the chalk line. They're taking a chance. I'm like, I'm not somebody who I'm scared of everything or anything like that. But I get to the line and I start looking down and I go, listen, I don't need to get closer, because the closer you get to the edge, the less safe it is. But this place is in the middle of nowhere, and the rocks are they're fantastic. You go on one, then you go on another, then you go on another, and each one is different. And you see a couple of, there's probably 5-10 people on each rock. So there's not many there. And then when you're trying to get from place to place, I was in a truck. I was sitting in the back of a truck with 3-4 other people. Very cool. It might have cost me $50 to go on this thing. Phu Tok Noi is the site of the Wat Chetia Kiriwan, which is the Wat Phu Tok. The temple is a starting point to reach the top of Phu Tok by walking via wooden bridge that encircles the steep mountain. The bridge was built by the faith from monks, novices, and villagers. Construction 1969, it took 5 years to complete. But if you want to go do some cool stuff, man, you could I would say 2 full days or maybe 3 days, half days. You go to Bueng Kan, you go there, and maybe you work your way up or up or down the Mekong. But there's a lot of things to do in that province. I think that's one of the most ignored provinces in Thailand. A lot of people just don't go there because it's very spread out. You're not going to get anywhere like, most stuff. If you got a motorcycle, yeah, you can do it, but it's a bit of a journey to get around, and you're going through the jungle, through the forest, and the roads are not very good. There was another place that I went in Bueng Kan where you go and you go up and there's this little area where it's like a little circle and you sit there, and then around that is all this area with little like holes. And you look down, there's nothing below them. It's just, I don't know how many, 2,000 feet. You're like, oh, so if I put my foot through that hole and I step, maybe I'm going to fall and to my death. And the Elephant Rock. There was this guy on the Elephant Rock. The Elephant Rock is, it looks vaguely like an elephant, right? But next to it is a cliff, a big rock. So this guy is stretching his leg out, putting his leg on this rock. He's got his leg on the elephant head, and he's got his leg on the big rock. And he's like waving at me, hey, like an idiot. And if you look down below his crotch, there's a big gap where he had jumped, he stuck his leg over. And it goes down again, thousands of feet. And I'm like, so if this guy slips, it's over. Why are you taking that chance? If I slip and fall, I'm dead. That's a little too much adventure for me. An adventure for me would be if I had to jump across in order to continue my journey, or I'm stuck and I'm not going to be able to go anywhere and I've got to turn all the way around. Okay, I would jump. It would be a calculated risk. Can I jump and make it? Yes, okay, I'm going to go for it. But just to do it so I can take a selfie, or everybody in, like in the 3 or 4 people, they can look at me and go, wow, you're really cool. No, I don't need to do that. I'm not an idiot. But this guy was an idiot. Anyway, so let me go over these again. Allow me to... Oh, wait a minute. I forgot the honorable mentions. Now, what is my favorite island of all the islands? Can anybody tell me? I'll tell you what, I'm going to tell you. Khao. It's an unspoiled paradise. And I say paradise, I say that, take that with a grain of salt. But you can unwind there. The waters are crystal clear. You can fly your drone there. The beaches are pristine. The jungles are lush, just like everywhere else. There's some secluded bays. There's great snorkeling. You can go kayaking. I went kayaking there. There's mangrove forests. There's the Krong Chau waterfall. And it's just a laid-back place. If you want to relax and have an adventure, that is, bar none, the best island that I've been to. Now, it also costs you. I'm sure you can get 500 baht a night bungalows there. I don't know what the area looks like. We went to this place that was a place where my wife was able to go. She had to review the place and talk to the people, so we got to go there for free. The place was really nice. It was a spa. I think it was the High Season Resort and Spa or something like that. But it was like, it was $500 a night for a room. But it was fantastic. You have your own spa. It's all fenced in. You're alone. Doesn't get much better than that. Your room, like you want an illy coffee, they got illy coffee right in the room. You want a nice shower, they got a beautiful shower in the room. The room is beautiful. Everything is fantastic. So for me, Calcutta is fantastic because there's snorkeling, there's kayaking, there's beautiful beaches. The jungle is lush and beautiful. And it's just, for me, that was a fantastic place. And that almost belongs in the top 12. It just depends. Now, something else that you can do that is adventurous, and I talked to Jim about this a while ago, and I just didn't do it. I just got away from it because I've already done it. And that is walk across Thailand. You can walk from the ocean to the border of Myanmar. You walked across Thailand. Now, when I walked it, I got lost. I had no idea where I was going. I had no way to figure out how to do it. I did not know. I just did not know anything. I just did it. I heard about it, and I went, yeah, I'm going to do it. Okay. I started walking. I ended up walking about 20 miles. Well, it's only about 9-10 miles. So I walked like double what I was supposed to walk. I did it in one day, and I was proud of myself when I was done. But you go it's in Prachuap Khiri Khan, and then you walk to, it's almost to the Myanmar border. There's a big area that you kind of go up, and it says right there, narrowest point in Thailand. So if you don't get lost, it's only 15, 16 kilometers. It's a symbolic walk, and it's a very unique way to experience Thailand and the landscape and the culture and the thrill of crossing the country in one day. I had many, many experiences on that trip. It was like one trip, and it was like 20 different adventures because I was running into somebody. I mean, I still remember the lady who, she was selling dragon fruit. And I said to her, how much for the dragon fruit? And she started talking to me, where are you from, blah, blah, blah. And I was speaking in Thai to her. And she said, I give you them. I said, what? She goes, listen, take 4 of these. She gave me 4 dragon fruit. She would not take my money. And so I said, okay, well, all right, thank you. I'm going to go now. See you later. I start walking along. I start eating the dragon fruit. I was parched because the water I had, it was gone, and there was nowhere around. She was just on the side of the road, and there was nowhere there. There's a house here and there, but there were no like markets. She gives me the dragon fruit, and I mean within 15 minutes, I ate every single one of them. I was so parched. Myanmar in the morning and Cambodia the same afternoon. I don't know. I got to think about what I'm doing. I want to pick and choose. I need to do something exciting. That's the whole thing. You know, I've already walked across the country, and, you know, I've been into Myanmar many, many times. Been to Cambodia even more times than Myanmar. So if I'm going to do something, I thought about going into the Cardamom Mountains in Cambodia and doing something there. And I thought, you know what? I'm in Thailand. There's plenty to do in Thailand. I just need to look for it. And, you know, it's harder now to find things where no one has done or few people do. It's harder to find these things now. It really is. I mean, you know, listen. Everybody and their mother has gone to the Grand Palace, see the Emerald Buddha. You know, oh, I got a massage from the blind monks. Okay, great. You know, everybody and their mother has been to the bridge over the River Kwai. You know, pretty much. I think of these things and I think I just can't do them again. I just don't want to. I don't want to leave my sofa until I'm ready to go do something really exciting, really thrilling for me. And, you know, as selfish as that may sound, it is selfish. Okay. Oh, man. I acknowledge that. I do this channel not only for you and for people to watch and live vicariously through me, but I also do it for me. You know. So I am selfish. I admit it. And, you know, I've been thinking about a lot of places and where I can go, what I can do, what's the cost. You know, is the what is it? Is the juice worth the squeeze? That's the big thing. Is the juice worth the squeeze? And I'll be honest, I sit here and I talk about this, and I just go, and all I'm thinking is, where's the next place I'm going? That's all I think about most of the time. You guys may not know this, but that's what I do. And when I sit on the internet for 4 or 5 hours, what am I doing? I'm looking for the best places to go. I'm checking with ChatGPT now. ChatGPT, tell me some things. Listen, I'm over 60. I'm in pretty good shape. I can walk a long way. What can I do? What kind of adventures can I do? For tourists, the Chao Phraya River Cruise is a great evening activity. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, okay. But you see, Jim, and I hate to say this, generally I am not a tourist in Thailand. And you've been a few places. Sometimes you are not a tourist. I don't want to think of things from the viewpoint of a tourist. Oh, I want to go see this. I want to go see that. I want to go to the Dragon Temple. Oh my God. Okay, I've been there, done that. Now what? And that's the thing with me. I do it, and then I go, okay, is this the kind of place I want to come again? I went to, in Vietnam, Bana Hills. Fantastic place. Way too many people. Now, would I go there again? Maybe if I went there at night. They close at 10 o'clock, so maybe I'd go there at 4 o'clock, and I'd leave at 9:30. Okay, maybe. But that's one place. That's one place I've been there once. Some of these places I've been 25 times. You know, I can't even tell you how many times I've been to Chiang Mai. Joe, hey, you got a VPN. Good for you. Good for me. Thank you. Appreciate that. I didn't get shut out today. God, I thought for sure I was going to get shut out. Even if I'm making $1.50 sometimes, I'm like, okay, I guess I'm happy. I made something. It's better than nothing. So, choke knee to you, Joe. I hope you're having a good time. I suspect you're still in Thailand. And if you're ever in the area, let me know. We can meet up. You know, I used to do a lot of walking. Now I'm like, okay, so if I'm going to walk, where am I going to walk? It can't just be somewhere like, oh, I'm going to go walk past the Cafe Amazon. You know, that's what I mean about changing the channel up a little bit. I want to do less and higher quality. I don't want to just stream every couple of days and try to drum up some subjects that sometimes they're boring, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they don't. Usually anything about money, women, and to a lesser extent moving over here, those streams and videos tend to do pretty well. You know, I mean, I did the Tyson thing the other day, Tyson and Paul, and we already knew, I knew, Jake Paul's going to win. If Mike Tyson didn't knock him out one round, the fight's over. I knew he was going to win. I should have bet. I should have bet the house on that. Because Jake Paul ain't that stupid, right? But guess what? That stream, I did 7,000 people have watched that stream. You know, well, you need to do some walk and talks like you did in the rubber plantation. Yeah, but you know what? What I'm telling you, what I need to do really, in order for me to continue and to do bigger and better things. First of all, I need to get more subscribers, which right now I have how many? Let me see here. I think I have 15,710, I think. Let me see. If I didn't lose any or gain any from a couple of hours ago. Yeah, I have 15,710 subscribers. I'm gaining some subscribers, but not all that fast. I gain them slowly but surely. I need to have a big jump. I need to get more subscribers. And you know what that does? That helps me. As far as the monetization goes, I make more money just from putting things up. That's what I need. I don't need people giving me money, and that's nice. But that's not what I need. I need the sponsors, the advertisers to give me more money. And I have enough. This channel will be big enough to where I'm making substantially more. I'm not making $500 a month. That doesn't really do that much for me. I mean, it helps, of course. In Jomtien at the moment, off to Philippines, for a month or so. So you're not going to be here this weekend? If you're going to be here this weekend, or on Friday, maybe you might want to go to the coffee fair. What is it called here? Let me double check this again, because I've sent this out to a few people. Here it is. Chonburi Coffee on the Beach, November 22nd through 24th. Let's see here. There you go. So that particular link is to this coffee, Chonburi Coffee on the Beach. It's right across from the Hard Rock. So if you're still in the area on the weekend or on Friday, maybe you can go there. You might want to. I don't know. I thought about going down there on Sunday. I don't know. I want to take a trip down there to sip some coffee. Anyway, the idea, and I have honestly not really pushed this, not really thought about it too much. I haven't applied myself at 100%, 150% in a while. I don't know why you say that ad revenue goes up at this time of the year. Last month was the best month I've had in probably a year, and I made $310 just off of the super chats and that's it. So it's not like I'm getting rich by any means. And if my ad revenue went up to $1,000, now that's a big jump. And I also have some other things where money's coming in from, Patreon, from CASHAPP, from things like that. And that's okay. You live within your means. But what I would much rather do is do a video a week or a video every 2 weeks and a stream once or twice a month. But they are quality. And I just don't think that sometimes the stuff I do is that high quality. I mean, to be honest, I just don't. Once in a while, I get lucky. Once in a while, I get the Wat Phu Tok, or I get something in Cambodia where I'm on the Tonle Sap Lake, and I'm going around, and everything is fantastic. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go, to be honest, Joe. I don't know. Just because it's a full day for me to go down there, then to come back, to deal with the coffee. Also, I can drink a little coffee. I don't know if I'm going to do that, but I'm thinking about it. I could wake up on Sunday at 5 o'clock in the morning and go, you know what, I think I'm going to go down there. Boom, and I just go. But, I'd like to be able to schedule some things. I mean, really, most of the time, a day or two in advance, I figure out what I'm going to do. whether it's a stream or a video. I mean, a video, I kind of know what stuff I have, but I'll be honest, I did Vietnam. I have a lot of footage. But some of the footage, I look at it and I go, what is this? It's boring. It doesn't tell a story. You know, I know someone with a channel that makes $250-300. In December, the numbers always jump to $750. No, it's not my experience. No. And I mean, I used to make $1,000, $750, sometimes $1,200 a month in the very beginning. I'm talking about 10 years ago. The money has gone steadily down. The subscribers go up and the money stays about the same. Maybe it goes up a little. So I'm trying to change that. And I know Tokyo Sam knows about this. We're talking about monetization of YouTube. It used to be in the old days, it was easy to make money. You're finishing your live stream and sending my boys over to you. My kid is getting ready to go to school today, and the other one, I don't know what he's doing. Thank you very much, dear Sammy. You're an honorable gentleman and a scholar. Yeah, you know, what I was just saying, Sam, is that, you know, in the old days, it used to be easy to make, you know, $800, $1,000 from from videos. That's not streaming. There was no streaming then. And even when I streamed in the past, I'd make $500, $600 a month easy. Now it's not the same. There's too much competition. People, you know, it's to the point where, you know, your stuff has to be really, really good in order to get, you know, 1 million views. I got one that's got 900,000, but that's old. Raid time, best dad in Asia. Thank you, Sammy. Yes, like the video by all means. Please click like, smash the like, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Blah, blah, blah. Yada, yada, yada. See, Robert, my numbers are always pretty steady. Some months, sometimes it goes up and up and up, and then it will go down, and then it'll go up again. Hello, Text Machina. Sawadee Kap. Sawadee Ton Chow. Good morning. Het Nyang. How you doing? It's going all right. I can't complain. You know, I'm reached one of my. I've reached a point now where I'm rethinking my channel again. Nah, it's not all bad. I mean, you know, where else you gonna do what you do here? I can't make any money on Odyssey or Rumble. I mean, that kind of stuff. It's hard for me. I can't do it. You know. But you know, I was using ChatGPT. And I was trying to figure out, okay, how can I get my channel to grow a little bit more and, you know, make some more viral videos. Because I just think I shoot my videos and they're like shit. I know how to edit a bit, but, you know, I'm just like, I should let my kid edit. I'll pay him money. He can edit my videos. You know, I should pay somebody to edit my videos. But, you know, the problem is shooting the video. What is the story? That's always what it breaks down to. What's the beginning, the middle, and the end? What's funny? What's interesting? And for me, I just think sometimes I just churn out shit and I just go, I'm not happy with it. I'm almost never happy with my stuff. Maybe you're the same way. I don't know. But with me, you know, a lot of times I'm just not happy with it and I go, all right, well, I got to put it up. Yeah, what are people watching these days? What kind of shit goes viral? And I'll be honest, there's a lot of garbage that goes viral. And I'm like, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. You know, why do I want to do that? Peter Santello. You know, I mean, he does some good stuff. I know who he is, but I'm not a real big fan of his. I'm not a real big fan of how he shoots his videos. And who I used to be a fan of, I wouldn't say I was a fan, but I liked the way he did his videos, was Bald and Bankrupt. He just was walk around and he'd do things. And he was very well-spoken, and I was like, wow, you know, pretty good. Like for me and my channel right now, Scott, doing shorts. Shorts, specifically reacting to viral videos because they already showed that they are successful, but also it's unique because nobody is reacting to those Japanese videos. Yeah, I mean, I understand the shorts and everything, and the shorts do help a little bit, but you don't make any money off of them. And maybe they help a little bit to gain subscribers and things like that. And I was doing them before. I'm not really doing them right now, and that's the thing. I mean, you know, sometimes I want to do them, and I just go, Jesus Christ, man, I'm exhausted. I need to rest a little bit. I'll be in Mukdahan in a couple of weeks. Why? What the hell's in Mukdahan? I've been there before. Not exactly what I would call the best place in Thailand to go. I mean, in all honesty. I remember standing on the side of the road in Mukdahan trying to hitchhike because I was walking and I was like, okay, where am I going to go from here? And I just thought, God, I need to get a ride because I couldn't even get to the bus station. I was like, I need to get to the bus station. Then I was like, where's the taxi? Where's a motorbike? They didn't have any. I was like, this is crazy. Anyway, so I actually, you know, looked at, where's it at here? Let me look at this. Okay. Listen, I've done weekly giveaways. People don't usually give a shit about that stuff. I mean, in all honesty, they don't. Unless it's like something where I got to give something away that costs a lot, and that's not going to happen. Why would I give away something that costs $100 when I'm only making a couple $100 every month? It doesn't make sense. But I've given away shirts and stuff like that, and most people don't even give a shit. You know, to be honest. Nothing fancy, so you could totally make those ones. Yeah, I can make shorts. You can do that pretty easily. I used to do it to where I had a short going up every day. Now I don't usually do it. You know, but like you got to think about who you want to watch your videos. Most of the people that watch my stuff are 24 to 55, conservative, like Japan, and long-talking format. Small, but the community can be hardcore and long-term. Yeah. The thing about me is that the subscribers, let me see something here, they tend to be a bit older than your demographic, Sam. I hate to tell you that. Although once in a while I get some youngsters. I'm looking right now. Okay, let's see here. US, Thailand, UK, Australia, India. I used to have Singapore and a couple other places, but where are they? The ages. Wow. 7.7% are women, 92% are men. 12.5%, 25 to 34. 22.5%, 35 to 44, and 27.9%, 45 to 54. 55 to 64 is 20.9, and 65 and over is 11.3. So mine are a little bit older than yours, Sam. You know, viral videos are good, but unless you make similar viral videos over and over again, it's going to be, you're chasing them the whole time. I know. Well, that's the thing. People say, oh, I can make a viral video anytime I want. I guarantee you when Mr. Beast started or PewDiePie or whatever, when they first did their first video was not viral. Maybe they got lucky at some point and they got a viral video. Once they have millions of subscribers, it's easy to have a viral video. You know. But I actually thought that maybe I should change the name and the genre, so to speak, the name and the mission of the channel. And now I don't really think I don't think that way. But yesterday I gave it a little bit of thought, and I just thought, nah, I don't think I want to. I don't know, what kind of contact. One of our local sports guys gives away signed NFL jerseys every time the local NFL team wins, and he pays $65 for the jerseys. His subs went way, way up when he started doing that. I don't know, Sam. What do you think about that? Because I know when I think about giving stuff away, I think about I'm not making any money as it is. I mean, I make something, and listen, I'm not complaining. I make enough, and it helps me to continue doing what I'm doing. And that's really, for me, that's fine. Me and Sam have talked about this at length in the past. Maybe the walk and talks are the way to go. Maybe I just need to pick out exactly where I'm going to be, what I want to show, who I want to talk with. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Sam. I mean, it's like, all right, listen, if I was making $1,000, $2,000 a month, I wouldn't have any problem giving away a shirt every week. But I have my own shirts. I've given them away, and people have gone, don't worry about it. Don't send it to me. I'm like, okay, I guess. You're talking about in this case, I know you're just giving it as an example, but a football jersey tends to sell to people who are a bit younger. They don't sell to people who are older, which is my demographic. You've been here forever, you speak the language, show other cool people, show Thai people, you're a chill dude and people like you, so show it more. Yeah, I think that's what it is the interaction between me and other Thai people. I think that's what's important. I mean, I don't really know, because, I don't know. I think about it, and then I just go, God, it does my head in to think about it. And I go, all right, tomorrow when I'm rested, I'll think about it. Then I'm rested, I start thinking about it, and after 2 hours, I'm like, enough. And that's why I do what I do. Now, if I had another person on with me, a different guest, and I did one stream a week or something like that. Like when I think of your videos now, I think of long videos of you talking with static background for 2 hours and simple B-roll clips. Yeah, I know. 2 hours is a long time, man. I mean, 2 hours is a long time for a stream. Yeah, I think about the static background and the clips and stuff like that. Actually, I do have something that I want to do in a video, but it's going to take me a while to do it. That's the thing. The reason you went viral originally, in my opinion, is because you were one of the first people in Thailand making content. There was nobody else, and if there were, they sucked. Yeah, that's true. You were doing more than me. Maybe I'll post a video of the house or mango trees or something in Mook Nahan or the cannabis scene, but it's a lot of work. You can't rely on that old format anymore. No, you can't. And listen, Steve, I hate to tell you, but Mook Nahan, I know you may love it, but I've been there before. I've been through there. I've stayed there, and to me, it's kind of like, it's not like the most exciting place on earth. A pawn shop in Florida gives a few ounces to 10 ounces of silver away every Friday, but only to subs that comment on their Wednesday video. Gets them subs and interactions. Yeah, just forget about that, dude. I'm not giving that shit away. I mean, yeah, what are you talking about? How much money do I have to spend? What am I going to do? I'm going to spend $200 a month so that I break even? I mean, really, it's just stupid. We called out retards and we're entertaining while doing so. Well, I think we know now there are plenty of retards. There are plenty of retards on YouTube. We know that. You don't need me to tell people. That's the thing. I'm like, listen, you're gonna learn on your own. You're gonna learn from what I'm telling you. If you don't, then you're either, not listening or you're an idiot. Because, you know, there are people online that they don't know shit. You know, I'm not talking about just in Thailand. They're talking about some... I saw so many people talk about Tyson and Jake Paul after the fight. And they're acting like they're the most knowledgeable boxer. And I'm like, dude, you don't know shit. You're not even thinking about, you know, the first thing about a fight is that it's for money. No matter what you say about Tyson, he was worth $10 million. Now he's worth $30 million. So he just increased his revenue for his fight. And you may say, oh, it damages his legacy. He don't give a shit about his legacy. He's already said that. He said that to the little girl. I don't give a shit about that. I'm going to be dead. He doesn't care. What he cares about is he taking care of his kids. You know, I'm telling you what some people do to go fake. I don't care about that. I'm not doing anything fake. That British guy just copied your idea and does it in front of a green screen now. I don't know what British guy you're talking about, but listen, I'm the first. I'm the original, and I don't care what he does. If he copies me, that's fine. If he does it his own way, that's fine. I don't care. I don't really worry about anybody else. You know, I just think about me. Sorry. It's just like, Scott, it's not about what makes viral. It's about what you want to do. Exactly. And it has potential to make money. Because even if you don't make money, you'll be fulfilled. Yeah, I'll do what I want. I mean, I've been doing what I want. I want a little more adventure. You can react more to stuff related to Thailand and boxing and stuff. Yeah, I could. Like in real time, make the thumbnails better and more sexy. How about a secondary channel? That's not going to happen. The webcam showing the town where you live, set it and forget it. Do those things make money? There seem to be a lot of them on YouTube. That's not going to happen. I'm not making another channel, especially like that. It's not going to make me any money. And making a second channel, first of all, you don't make any money until you meet YouTube's requirements. So you don't make any money in the beginning. And yeah, you can set it and forget it. But you know what? There are people that set it and forget it out on the islands and the beaches where it's a lot more pleasing to the eye. So that's what you have to think about. I think it's important. You know, I mean, listen, I've been over this 50 times in my head. I've thought about it in great detail. And, you know, there are some things I could do to make it better. You don't want to pay for an editor. It depends, you know. You look and they you know, they're charging, I don't know what it is, $20 for 1 minute or $50 for 3 minutes, and it's like, listen, I got a 15-minute video, so I'm going to pay $250. Oh, he's going to make it so much better. Well, that would be good. The thing is, I'll be honest, Sam, I don't trust my filming abilities. That's why if I walk and I talk and I just shoot stuff and I can just go back and make a couple little edits, I trust that. I don't trust me like trying to piece together a story, and I just don't trust myself. I don't think I think the quality of my work is lacking. That's what I'll say. I don't think I'm very good at making videos. I think sometimes I put together a decent video. A lot of the time I'm like, eh. Like I said, I was doing a video. I don't care if it's about me. I'm not trying to be a star. I'm not trying to be somebody where everybody knows me. I don't care about all that. You know, it's not important. What's important is that people like the thing and people watch it. And, you know, I was looking at, I got this book here, and I used to read this when I first started. Shoot video that doesn't suck. How to shoot video that doesn't suck. This book is 11 years old. I've had it for about 10. If you want to make it about you, film you working out, yoga, shopping, etc. Like show your life so people can emulate it, talk about the books you like. You have that book. I agree to is his say. I mean, you agree with Sam, I think, is what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, I do think, personally, I think if I'm going to places that I really like, that I want to go to, that are exciting to me, where I'm like, God, I can't wait to go there, which, you know, it's a little hard to find those places now, because I've been to a lot of them. But if I go to places like that, at least I'll have a good time when I go. Whether I make money, don't make money, whether people like it, don't like it, doesn't matter, you know. It's not about you. Take people around town, introduce viewers to food shops, Thai people, interesting places. Show it. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea, Sam. Like, if people want flashy bells and whistles, they already have channels for that. Yeah, if they... Oh, thank you very much, Florin. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's very nice. Yeah, you know, I went with my mother and my sister and my kids and my sister's kids. We went on a food tour, and I thought, why can't I just do that by myself? I don't need them to show me the restaurants to go to. I know where to go. You know, we went to a cooking school. I don't really want to do that, but, you know. The appeal of your place is that you're an American, no bullshit, talking American who has lived in Thailand forever, speaks the language. You're the real deal, raw, no bullshit, just double down. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Sometimes I forget, you know. Sometimes I forget, and then, you know, to be honest, Sam, you stream a lot. How many times you stream a week? And how many videos do you put up a week? I'm curious to know about that. You stream 2 times a week. All right, usually I stream 2 to 3 times a week. Once after each upload. A day in the life of American Bangkok. People like to see people doing so. I upload 3 times a week. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. To me, my life is boring. When I go and do something, then I go, okay, this is it. I'm doing something different. Everybody doesn't do this. When I was a photographer, if I had been shooting video for YouTube at the same time, people would have went, wow, this guy does all kinds of stuff. When I went to Hong Kong, I had longtime subscribers going, dude, I didn't know you had those kind of balls. I thought you were talking shit all the time. I was like, what the fuck do you think? You think I'm talking shit? I come here, I'm getting shot at by these pricks. I'm like, you can't believe this? And to me, it was shocking. So maybe I missed some things. Might be boring to you, but people like seeing normal life in places they want to move and visit. Yeah, that's true. I mean, going to the grocery store can be exciting. I know that. You know, it doesn't take much, so. There is a human interest aspect that viewers appreciate. I always enjoyed seeing the interaction with a woman caring for a man in Klong Toi and the kids shooting pool there. Real tight people. Yeah, I mean, I used to go to Klong Toi all the time. And now I just go, listen, I go there and I've been there, 10 times. I've photographed the place probably 8 times. If you want harder content, show people in your story. Show them doing videos of you traveling, boxing, etc. Let people know that side of you, but with a good visual story. Yeah, I mean, I could do boxing. I could do that. And it's just, Sam, I'll tell you something. And all you guys out there. You wonder why I move on from certain things. Like, I got a letter. I don't do the Chowderhead videos. I don't do some of these things because I did it. It got boring. I didn't want to do it anymore. It's like, this is boring as hell to me. It's boring to tell some idiot, you're an idiot, and you don't even think about what you should be thinking about. This chick is using you. And I got to tell you that because you're too stupid to realize, oh, I'm the one who pulls out my wallet. I'm the one who gives her a bunch of money. I don't want to have to do that. So to me, and it's like, if I wanted, I could go take a hidden camera and go into the bars and show the girls shaking their asses. But to me, that's like Sam says, low-hanging fruit. Anybody can do that stuff. It doesn't take any skill. No, not, you know, maybe it takes some skill, but, you know, TNA sells. Low-hanging fruit. Yeah, anyway. So, you know, I can talk about it until I'm blue in the face, but I really need to think about it and figure out what I want to do, because I reach these points every once in a while. Show yourself off, more talking. Yeah, I was actually thinking this month, I was thinking about going back to school to speak Thai. Going back to school so I could elevate my Thai to, instead of being like, you know, intermediate, up to advanced. You know, so, I mean, that may happen. I don't know. You're almost 60? I'm 62. That was something that ChatGPT recommended. ChatGPT said I should do more walking videos. Maybe I'm going to do 5 miles, or I'm going to do 100 miles over this many days. Let me look at this here, because I do listen to it once in a while. A lot of times they got some bullshit on here, but it said to reassess and refine your channel focus. Okay. Consider framing your content around challenges or bucket list adventures for older expats. 10 adventures to try after 60 in Southeast Asia. Just be a boxer. Talk about current boxing, how it shapes you, commentary on old or new. Man, that's something. I want to get away from boxing, to be completely honest. I'm kind of disgusted by boxing. I'm disgusted by boxing now. I'm disgusted by what happened when I was working in boxing. The things I saw, I'm just disgusted by it. Boost engagement and audience growth. Partner with other YouTubers. Encourage viewers to comment, like, and share. What would you do in my shoes? Create a content plan with focused goals. Rotate among practical guides for expats. Okay. Personal stories and reflections, adventure and travel vlogs, current events or cultural deep dives. I like that. Incorporate fun and adventure. A month on a $500 budget. Could you do it? No, I couldn't. Living on a boat in Thailand. Now, it also told me to break the stagnation with a fresh start. Hang out with other Thai YouTubers that you like and think are cool. There's a few I think are cool. Not a whole lot, but there's a few. I'm a grumpy old man, you know? I mean, come on. Target the right audience. That's always important. I mean, I think about all the people that came over here and that have had my help. And some of them have been here for years now. Jim, Bruce, Billy, Jono. There's many, many people. Lean into viewer relationships. Fight burnout with strategic rest. Well, that may be coming. All right, let me read this stuff here. I don't know what the viewership was, but the walk from Chiang Mai was interesting. This is where we developed an initial relationship. Actually, the walk, I'm not sure if you're talking about my walk from Chiang Mai to Chiang Mai, or you're talking about the walk that I took to go from north to south, where my wife told me after 2 weeks, she told me, if you don't come home, I'm going to leave you because I don't want to find you on the side of the road like a dead dog. That's what she told me. And then my kids get on the phone and go, you haven't been here for 2 weeks, and we're worried about you. And I went, Thank you, Sammy. Get back to the translation project. I keep you on lurking in the background. Well, thank you. Additionally, channels like An American Bangkok offer a variety of videos, including grocery shopping experiences. That's not exciting to me, to be completely honest. And explorations of local markets, which I've done 1,000,000 times over. Every market, almost every market is the same to me now. if I go to Chatuchak and I go to Otokor and I go to Bangkapi Market, they're all kind of the same. You know, they're all boring, man. They're boring as hell to me. I mean, what are you going to see at a market? Oh, they sell food. I understand that, but if I don't like it, it doesn't matter, because if I'm not getting anything out of it, you know, financially, viewership is not, you know, what I would like it to be or anything like that, then if I like it, at least I'm happy. I can't do a market. I mean, if there's a new market and I think it's got something that's very extraordinary, then that's different. But I mean, you know how many markets I've been to? I mean, think about it. I've been doing this for 12 years, almost 12 years. I've been to so many markets, I can't even keep track of them. After a while, it gets boring. The north to south one, yeah. Which, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, you're a pussy, you quit, you gave up. I didn't give up. I didn't want to lose my wife. That was it. I didn't want to lose my wife. You could say, oh, well, if you would have been alpha, you would have put her in her place. No, I wouldn't have put her in her place. Her place would have been, I'm leaving. You're an idiot. It's going to take you 6 months to do this walk. When I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll go back home for a week, and then I'll go back out, and I'll start from where I left. And that's what I was thinking. But she was like, no. You know, I need my husband to be around. Anyway, it gets very interesting at times. And, you know, sometimes I do this and I just go, okay, so what am I going to do next? And I come up with something. I could have done it. Believe me, I could have done it. Now, I may get hit by a car, I don't know. But I could have done it. You know, listen, if you saw my feet from that walk, I was walking with blisters that were gnarly. And I was walking with blisters like that. I just wrapped my feet and kept walking. You know, it was like, okay, so my feet are bleeding. You know, you got to do what you got to do. But I had fun on that trip. Honestly, I had fun. Now, if I said I'm going to take a 3-day trip and I'm going to walk 25 miles. Yeah, I can do that. That might be fun. So, this is kind of reaffirmed some of the things that I think about. And then I got to think about, you know, first of all, what I always think about is the quality of my footage. I go, you know. Oh yeah, the dogs, Jesus Christ. In that one place, that really scared the hell out of me. I'll be honest, that was something that scared me, man. Because it was 3:30 in the morning and it was raining and it was slippery. And I thought, oh, they can't get out because the fence is closed. All right. Then all of a sudden, they come racing at me. And I didn't have a stick. I didn't have anything. They were big dogs, man. They were like Rottweilers. And I was like, son of a bitch, man. And I was like kicking at them. I hit one of them under the jaw. Oh, yeah, what did I call that stick? I forget what I called that stick. Oh, God, I can't remember. The whole interaction with the dogs and your favorite stick was compelling. Yeah, but before I had the stick, and the reason I got the stick was because those dogs attacked me at 3:30 in the morning when it was raining. And I'm thinking, if I slip, these dogs, they're tearing me to shreds, man. You know. You always hear about that in Thailand. So-and-so got attacked. You know. Well, you get attacked and you got a stick. You got some protection. Because most dogs, they're stupid. You wrap the stick on the ground, they run away. And if they come closer, you whack them on the head with it, you know. I like those extendable batons. I like those too. But the taser's good. Those are always good. But, you know, listen, I'm not looking to do any damage, you know. I'm not looking to go after dogs and try to hurt them. I don't want to do that. I just want to keep them away from me, you know. But those two dogs on that one day, they did, honestly, I don't think I've been that scared. I can't even remember the last time I was that scared. I was freaking out, man. I was like, oh. And I thought, Like, I thought I was fighting for my life. I thought, I've got to fight my way out of this. And, you know, I would be kicking at one, and then the other one started coming at me, and I'd have to kick at him. And, you know, I'm like, how long can I do this? And finally, one of them got hit and backed off, and then the other one came at me, and I kind of went to him, and then he backed off, and then they kind of ran away. And I was like, oh, my God. Talk about lucky. Oh, my God. You know, I can't even remember all the things that I've done that were kind of little adventures like that. When I went across Thailand, if you remember that, when I went across Thailand, when I started, and my footage was terrible then. My video footage was terrible back then. I mean, I was using like an iPhone 3 or something. It was the purple dogs that they had the stuff on them for mange that were coming after me. There was like 6 of them, 8 of them, that all were barking at me. And I was trying to get them all away from me. And the guy's yelling at him, and then he's yelling at me. Oh my God, man. I've had a lot of experiences here I really like, so. Good morning, Paul. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Anyway, it's been fun. Hope you got something out of the destinations. I have a few more, but, you know, I always have a few up my sleeve, and every once in a while somebody will write me and go, well, where do you think I should go? How much time you got? You know? But walking across Thailand, that was fun. Maybe I should do that sometime. It's interesting. Khao was cool. So number 14, honorable mention, Khao. Number 13, walking across Thailand. Number 12, hiking, tubing, and kayaking in Khao Sok National Park. Number 11, exploring Koh Payam and Koh Chang. Number 10, ziplining through the rainforest canopy of Koh Chang. Number 9, Kuchi Pha sunrise hike. Number 8, hiking to Erawan waterfalls upper levels. Number 7, exploring Phang Nga by kayak. Number 6, Golden Triangle hiking adventure. Number 5, hiking Khao Sok. Not many people know about this place. Number 4, cruising down the Mekong from Chiang Mai to Luang Prabang. Number 3, exploring Doi Pui Hamong village. Number 2, hiking Monjam. Number 1, climbing Wat Phu Tok and exploring Bueng Kan. So there you have it. Those are some of my recommendations. So thank you again for joining me. I appreciate it. And I guess that we're pretty much done. I guess that about wraps it up. Now, I'll tell you what. Here's my ending spiel. If you guys have some ideas for me, and I don't mean, you know, like, oh, go to this park, show this park in Bangkok, or show this market in Bangkok. I mean, most of the time, the markets are all the same. The parks are pretty much all the same. And I've been to them many times over. If you look on my channel, you'll find every park, every market, damn near every one. Quite a few. But if you have ideas, by all means, send them to me. Email me them. AmericaninBangkok@gmail.com. Send me a message, leave a comment, do whatever, and I'll take it into consideration, as I should. So, thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate it, and I guess that's all. For now, I am here in Bangkapi. I'm an American in Bangkok, specifically Bangkapi. Thank you, Mike. You too. Everybody have a nice time. And I guess that's it. So, until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American, like I said, in Bangkok, Bangkapi. Until next time, Chok Di Leo Jerken Mai, which means what? It means good luck. See you later. Arrivederci. Bon voyage. Adios. It means take care and have a good one. So that's all I got. All right? Okay, Jim, take it easy. I'll talk to you guys later.